brand new and open now, the Kiwanosaurus tree houses at the Greensboro Science Center. This is just one of the brand new exhibits coming to Revolution Ridge, which will double the size of the zoo at the Greensboro Science Center. And we got a sneak peek at some of the animals. Jessica, we are standing in Revolution Ridge and we cannot wait for it to open. Can you kind of just orient us a little bit to where we are right now?
Sure. So we're actually just down from what's going to be our new entrance to this space. So if you're familiar with the Science Center, we're near the Gibbon exhibit. And from there is going to start our beautiful new boardwalk. And so we're standing on that boardwalk now, and we're just in front of our first exhibits, which are going to be Cassowary, and then we have Okapi, and then we have Pygmy Hippo. And then down below us through the woods is the second part of the expansion, which is our new hospital and conservation center, commissary, new public bathrooms, flamingo exhibit, small cat complex, and then red panda. And then you would finish back at tiger.
So if you've been visiting the Science Center, I mean, you knew there was construction going on. You might not have realized how much and how big of a space.
Yeah. No, we are doubling what was already our existing outside space. So the first part of Animal Discovery was roughly about 10 to 11 acres, and this is another roughly 10 to 11 acres. So it is double.
It's huge, and it's so fun. And these are a lot of animals folks have never seen and maybe had never even heard of before.
Right. That's kind of what, we like to specialize in, is just some of those things that are interesting, maybe not your obvious. We don't have a lot of large land space to do some, like your giraffe, your zebra, those things. And so we kind of like to find those special niche things like a cassowary. How many people have cassowary? Or Okapi? What is that?
Right.
So we love to be able to show that to our guests here.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these animals a little bit more in depth. Let's talk about the cassowary.
So the cassowary is really like, if there is, like a dinosaur today that shows how birds are related to dinosaurs, the cassowary is it. I mean, they are as prehistoric bird as you get. They're from the rat-type family, which includes ostriches and emus, so those are their cousins. But they are just huge, intense. They can be fierce. They can be very dangerous. They have a giant head casque that they use to males will use it to dominate each other. And there's other theories of what it's for. So we are going to have a pair. We have a young pair. So we hope to actually be able to have a breeding pair when they become of age in a few years. So we'll see.
Okay, I also love the Pygmy Hippos. They are so cute, but they can be fierce as well.
They can, yeah. It's like everything in the big hippos into a tiny little package with all the same spunk. Kind of a Napoleon complex of like, we might be small, but we're just as mighty. So we're definitely still very careful with them. They are one that we have to be safe around. We don't go in with them. They're a 2-person protocol when we have to move them around. So we want to make sure, because they can still bite, they can still be aggressive, and we need to be careful.
But they're awfully cute. And where did they come from? What's their story?
So they're from what's the Congo area, the Congo forests of Africa. So you don't actually see them very often in the wild. They're just a very shy, elusive species that's hiding deep in those dark forests. That they're just not something, and a lot of facilities within the United States don't house them. And so we are so excited to have been able to bring a pair here.
And perhaps we'll have some baby Pygmy Hippos one day.
We hope so in the future. How cute. A pygmy. Oh my God. It'd be adorable.
Okay, let's talk about the Okapi, because it kind of looks like a mix of several animals.
Yes, that's exactly what people think. They're like, what is that? It kind of looks like a zebra, maybe a horse, maybe a deer. They're actually closest related to giraffes. But they do have those stripes like a zebra, and those are they're also from that dark Congo forest, and those stripes actually help them to blend into that dappled sunlight shade environment. They have more of a demeanor of giraffes, and they have that tongue that giraffes have. They're a browser of leaf species, and so they have these long necks and these tall legs, and they stretch that tongue as far up as they can to pick all the leaves off trees.
And they are beautiful. Let's talk about the serval.
So the serval is actually one of the taller cats of the small cat world. Okay. So they're from the open savanna in Africa. So they have kind of long legs, similar to like a cheetah, except these guys don't use their legs for running. They use it so they can stand above those high grasses, because that's their primary hunting grounds. They also are phenomenal jumpers. So they're known for having the highest like vertical leap compared to their body size. And so often when they're in that savanna land hunting, they might flush up a bird and they can leap straight up and snag it out of the air. So, but they're actually also very often used for educational programming for facilities. So we actually hope to develop that program here in the future with as we increase our serval collection.
Flamingos,
the bright pink birds, everybody knows them, like quintessential tropical. And so the group that we're bringing is the Caribbean flamingo, also known as American flamingo. So these would be the flamingos you would see in the Caribbean islands, in South Florida, like that feel. They're actually really interesting. They're actually super cold hardy, so they're going to be a really nice exhibit even when we're cooler. Good pops of color. So loud. But they're going to create such great noise and ambiance throughout this whole expansion.
We love it. Okay, what am I missing?
So there's more cats. So we've got our fishing cats that we currently have in our aquarium space are actually going to get moved outside. Okay. We're bringing in what's called sand cats, which are tiny cats from deserts. They have these larger heads. They almost look like the Cheshire cat from like Alice in Wonderland with these larger heads and these smaller bodies. But they are a desert species from the Arabian Peninsula. We're also hoping to bring in black-footed cats, which are actually teeny tiny little cats from Africa as well, but known to be one of the fiercest hunters of all the felid species. Wow. And then we're going to be relocating our red pandas that we currently have into a brand new space down here that's going to be so much better for not only for them, but for the guests to see them year round.
Yeah, and we love, they're so cute too.
Oh my God, they're adorable. So,
what are you most excited about with this? I mean, you've been watching it for so long, planning for so long. Like, what is like the just thing you can't wait to see or to do?
I'm most excited probably for when we see the hippos in their outside exhibit, because we haven't been able to put any of the animals outside yet as we finish construction. And that's such a large, beautiful exhibit with so many things for them between the multiple pools, the river, the sand, the mud wallow. So watching them come out into that for the first time is going to be amazing. So I can't wait to see that.
None of us can wait. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad to show it to you.
Revolution Ridge will open to the public in late May, early summer. Be sure to follow along online, greensboroscience.org.